Hello everyone, in today's video we'll see how we have to do our self-introduction in more efficient and appropriate way for your interviews. First step is instead of saying it as self-introduction, you can say what are your roots, where are you from. So if you start it like that, then definitely you will be more impact compared to the other people who are participating in the same interview. So let's hop into the video and we'll see how does it actually work. Where I am from. This is a very common thing that people used to say, but instead of saying it simply or like bluntly, "Hi, I'm from. This is my native place." Instead, you can say, "Where are you from, and what is the best part, or what is the best thing that you can avail from your own hometown?" For example, I'll give my name and where I am from in a sentence. Good morning, everyone. This is Ashwini Selvakumari, and I'm from Tree Hill Station called Krignal. So I'm referring here what is my hometown refers to and how my hometown is specialized in. When you're mentioning about your hometown, you can also talk about the best practices that you used to do there and what is the best thing that you get there, like that. So with which it says what kind of a people that you have been with all these time, and it also helps you to know how effectively that you can showcase your hometown and the best practices that you have there. Followed by uh, the one question that had changed everything is the challenge that you actually face. As I have moved on to my schooling and the college, one thing that always bothered me was that students feeling shy to speak. So here you're explaining or you're talking about your own, the biggest fear that you have had and how did you overcome from that. So you're mentioning here one of the problem and how did you overcome that. So during my school time, the biggest fear that I had was a stage fear. It was very difficult for me. I could say with one example, when I had happened to participate in one of Tamil elocution competition, I was standing there like a frozen chicken. I was not able to move my arms or anything. It was very difficult for me. So later on, practice by doing it on regular basis and standing up front in front of the people and started speaking. There and then I started getting over with this anxiety that creates during the presentation or when I look at the people. I'm still overcoming it, but then comparatively to the college that I was to the college level or to the workspace, it has changed drastically. Next is the choice that I have taken and the direction. My school education, and from that, how did I land up in the college and how it has helped me for my career. For example, during my 12th grade, I have taken biomathematics. For God, no reasons, I don't know why I have taken. But then when you people are, definitely you will have a dream that in college, this is what I want to pursue. And after becoming a graduate, this is the job that I want to land up. So always have a motive way of taking your group selection when you're doing the 12th grade. So my basic 12th grade was biomathematics, as I said before, but then it didn't have any relevance with my UG graduation. I have did my UG graduation in the discipline of English literature, where it has zero connection with that. Then, when my sister was the one who had suggested for this, but then later when I have got to know about what is there in English literature, it is not like how people used to say English. It's just a language that you can easily crack it. Trust me, it is not so. English literature is different. Learning a language is different. When it comes to the literature, there's tons and tons of literary pieces and how to write it, how it it has been delivered. That's how it actually goes. So we have theory for that. We have people who criticize about it. So literature is not something very much easy. Okay. So my 12 graduation didn't have any great connection with the UG graduation, but then the master which I'm going to opt for, which I have opted for. So definitely it'll have a relevance. So which the dream job that I was aiming, I can actually got into it. So once after my UG graduation, then directly I have pursued for MA English literature. I don't want to deviate myself because my sister had another plan of making me into BL, but then the love for the literature that I had, it just took me there. So when I explain the reason for picking my PG course, that shows where do you see yourself, the foreseeing of your future right in the very young age. So I know for sure that I either want to become a journalist or I want to become a professor, definitely. So now I'm all here as an assistant professor, happily working. So make sure that the choices that you have made all through your life, from your UG to the PG graduations, and then where you have landed up, it has a beautiful storyline. And in the due course of time, what all that you have acquired, so please do explain there. what I tried and explored. So during the time of experiments and action, where you can explain what kind of part that you are doing it when you're doing UG. For example, you can talk about the club activities that you have been part of, or any team activities, and then any project that you have explained, and what's the learning that you have got from there, and how it could be done. For example. When I was doing my master's, I did it in a church college. So we had happened to do the project. It's an individual project. It was not like the project that I did during my UG time, because UG time I was clueless. I didn't have much knowledge about it. But then when I entered into the master's, where they have told us to refer a lot of articles and journals and write tips if possible, to take an interview, with the author who have written the book, in case if they're existing. So where we have been exposed with many different layers of learning. Trust me, it is a huge process. But then it was tedious though, but then I was enjoying when I was doing it, because I had the best company when I was working it with. So make sure that when you are explaining about your project, you talk what is the title of the project and what is your learning about it, and what does it's gonna have a future relevance with your own domain. The project which I did on my master was about the psychoanalysis, where it helped me during the time of my MPhil decision. So that is how the connectivity it need to have. Then testing and my ideas. So whatever that I have learned, what am I going to do with this? Am I going to sit simply in my home and then finish it off? No. Whatever that I have learned, you spend money on that, you spend your energy on that, and you put your heart and soul into it. So make sure that whatever that you have learned, it doesn't stop only as a learning. You should take it to the next level, either go for a job or go for a PG. Then, what did I discover about myself? Okay, during the course of my school education and my college education, what kind of a person that I have evolved, and how it had groomed me into a better person. During my school time, I was more of a tomboy type, but then uh, despite I was tomboy type, I was into the sports and I was very active, and I had happened to be with guys most of the time. But then that made me to feel a little sick, that why all the time we are surrounded by the men. When I homed into my collegiate, I purposely wanted to be, doing my collegiate in the women's college. And when I opted for that, happily I had done with that. When I was getting along with many people of my own gender, I got to know like how their mentality is, their thought processes, and in a way or the other, it did had a great influence on my life. So the person who I was during my UG college, it is completely different when I stepped into MPhil, where I want to go next. So this topic is all about like, okay, I have gained a lot of knowledge, and what am I supposed to do with this? I don't sit in home. I really have to go for a job. I have to pursue, and I have to earn back whatever that I have, studied. So I should segregate this thing as to one. I can have it as an immediate goal or a short term goal, and I can also explain about my long term goals. So this is how we can actually make it up. What is the contribution that I have done? Anytime, anywhere that you gotta keep in mind is, what did I do to be a part of, the society? So what I have learned and where it's actually helpful for me. So that you have to explain it and that you have to do it. So what is your contribution to the schools that you have done, and to the quality that you have done, and the workspace? So make sure that whatever that you learn, not just only theoretically, but as an individual, you have evolved in every places. So you have to give back to the society. First, start with your school, then give it to the society. Thank you for watching the video. You can actually make it up. What is the contribution that I have done? Anytime, anywhere that you gotta keep in mind is, what did I do to be a part of, the society? So what I have learned and where it's actually helpful for me. So that you have to explain it and that you have to do it. So what is your contribution to the schools that you have done, and to the quality that you have done, and the workspace? So make sure that whatever that you learn, not just only theoretically, but as an individual, you have evolved in every places. So you have to give back to the society. First, start with your school, then give it to the society. Thank you for watching the video.